Hey guys, take two. We are going to be doing some toy box build here. This is under construction, and we're working on the Guardians of the Galaxy toy box. I just got done watching the first one again a little while ago, just to refresh my memory on everything, and also get ready for the sequel coming out later this week here in the US. So the first part of the toy box will be based on the original film, and I hope to tie it into a second toy box based on the sequel once I've seen it, to see if I can draw something out of there that we can convert to Disney Infinity Fund. So with that said, I'm going to first start by taking my template that has all my Guardians text in it. Right after I remember what I labeled it as. What's this? Nah, that was something else. As far as I haven't deleted that yet. That's not it. There it is. So the first part that I'll be working on today for a little while, I've got some stuff to do in about an hour or so, is going to be based on the prison break from the kiln. So part one, where they're all in prison and they have to break their way up by getting up to the guard tower. That's kind of what we're going to be starting this thing off with.
I am Rocket, a guardian of the galaxy. Bring it on!
This is the wrong box. We'll try it again then. We're looking at right there is the last box I just built the other day, which came out pretty good. It's basic, it's simple, which is the way they're going to be at this point going forward. I'm not going to put a lot of time into it. Can't do a whole lot of storylining and stuff like that. Plus you can't share them very easily, so that's the other reason. But Revenge of the Sith came out pretty good. Basically the theme is that the clone troops are still controlled by the Jedi. It's before the turn. And you get to actually partner with Darth Vader or Lord Grievous. You could even do something with Boba Fett, that kind of thing. But instead of having the boss as your enemy, the boss is actually your teammate. This is the one I wanted. Not sure how I missed it the first time, but okay. There we go.
Greetings, Earthling. I wish to learn your ways and break stuff and play with you.
So basically almost all of this stuff is text from Guardians of the Galaxy. I'll be able to use some of it anyway. And then the stuff down here, we have just a bunch of words, and you can string together to make sentences, as well as popular phrases, things like that. So we're going to start, I think, by going with the... I'm surprised I didn't save one down here. Sky Changer. And since we're going to be going Guardians of the Galaxy, let's go with properties. Should be 3.0, I think. It might be 2.0. Yeah, 2.0. Galactic Prison. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that's the one. Alright, so we're going to start it out with that. I like to go with the actual Sky Dome I'm planting because it changes the lighting, and the lighting changes the color of a lot of the things that you'll lay down. So you can put wood blocks and things, and they'll have a slightly different color under different lighting. So what we're going to do now is just build on top of this. Actually, one of the first things we're going to do... Am I missing something? There we go. Just go like that. Raise it up a little bit. And that's what we're going to build on right there. But before we get into... Oh, thanks for putting me on the bottom. We're going to go ahead and save it as a new save file so that we don't delete the template. So go new save. And then after this we can just move forward and save and not have to worry about accidentally doing anything wrong. If you downloaded the template before the servers went down, I have a video on this channel about the template, and in the description of that is a link where you can download a not Word, what is it, Excel document that will show you basically exactly how to find the exact text you're looking for. You don't have to hunt and peck through everything. It'll actually guide you to the right line and row number. I'll be using that later on in this build. So this is obviously going to be ground zero, the floor. Let's go. I think we're going to go spark mode a little bit more. It's just faster and it's easier. And part of me is already thinking I should be going to my power discs. Let's see what I got in these power discs, if there's anything I think will be helpful. We'll put this in here and see what happens. Kiln we already have. Let's see, that's probably not a bad idea. Let's see what that looks like. You know what? I think we'll do that for the ground floor, and then we'll do kiln on the rest. Just for a little different change in perspectives. Alright, so we're going to start with the walls and work our way in on this one. And for that, so we're going to have several floors, working our way up to the guard tower at the top. What I'd kind of like to do, let me see what shapes I have here. I don't know that it's going to be an option though. Oh, maybe it is. Cool. I was going to say, I'd kind of like to get a little bit more of an angle to it like this. So we'll start with these guys. And then I can angle that out afterward. Let's go ahead and theme it now. That'll save a lot of time later. Yeah, that's going to be it. So the lower section here is kind of the prisoners gathering area. So that'll kind of give us that more rounded effect. So it's just not a square block. And we're going to basically repeat this several times. This is going to basically be the first level of the prison detention center, and we'll go upward from there. And to give it that effect, we're going to actually offset these. Oops. Like so. Actually, why not instead just go like this? I think this will work out. And then in this scenario here, we're just going to go up probably 2. And this will be the next floor. Now on these upper levels, I am probably not going to, just has to move back a little bit. Put the triangle blocks in because you won't have any walking in that area anyway, and it just doesn't really feel like it would have a fit. The upper levels probably are a lot more squared off. So these are going to be all the prison blocks basically. Each one of these areas will have some cage doors and stuff like that going on, and I'm not entirely sure how many I want to go up. We're on the, what, third one now. Thinking 5-ish. 5 levels. We'll see. Part of me wants to go big and go like 10, but I think that's going to be a little overkill, but we'll see. Because what I want is on each level to have a different challenge. Like, you'll have to actually get through each of these floors in order to get to the tower. Almost wondering if I shouldn't have just put the whole cell block together before putting a next floor to it, but we'll see. Let me experiment a little down here. Is it decoration? No. Gameplay, I think, is what I'm looking for. So we're going to use some of these. When I say some, probably a lot. At the same time, we're also going to tie it in with some walls. So right now I'm just checking sizes out and making sure that's going to go. So something kind of like that. Then the walking part, of course, will take place here. So what I was thinking is spacing it with one of these. This is actually maybe a little bit... Wait, let's see, we got smaller ones. But they're higher. Or are they? Yeah, they are. Dadgummit. What do we got here? Oh, thank you. And here. Since you're not actually going to be in the cell, it doesn't really matter. So it'll kind of go like that. Now in this case I may get away with that one, yep. Now, almost wanting to know if it wouldn't look better with a different theme. So we've got our kiln thing going on right now. Let's see what this does. Still has a Guardians feel to it, obviously, because it is Guardians. But I like the lit up LED thing. I'm wondering now if there's a little bit of a difference. That lined up? Okay. Let's see if we got that right. Hey, no kidding. Looking like a proper cell already, isn't it? sure we're leaving a walkway room here. Might do this one differently since it's an end unit, so to speak. Let's drop that there first off. Hopefully that's going to allow enough room. Yeah, it does. Okay. Kind of thought it would, but then you never know sometimes. So we'll cap it off here then. Why is that not fitting? What did I just say? You'd think it will. Seems like it should. I'm a little confused why it's giving me trouble. May have to improvise on this one. And then we'll throw something in that corner, strobe light or something like that. Still can't figure out why that doesn't just match up. It should. But there's our first side of the prison. Jeez, put 'em right on the edge, why don't ya? Looks pretty good. Once we add some effects and sounds and all that kind of good stuff. I really like the cell look with that different color black wall there. Depending on memory space, we might drop in some of those bunk beds and stuff like that, or broken toilets, who knows. So how high up are we already? We're not bad. I think 5 will be our levels. We've got 1, 2, third one's just being done. 5 will be it. This will be the general courtyard. This will be the attempted escape. But to get out here first, you're going to have to get to the top and into the guard tower. And then this box, when it's done, will take you, hopefully, to a second box, which will be based on Guardians 2. I think I'm going to do is just fill in the rest of these right now and start putting the cells together. and then build on top of it once the top one currently, which is the third floor, is done. Just seems like that'll work better at the end of the day. I don't know if there's enough room in there to put bunk beds or anything, to be honest with you. It's tight. But it's prison, not Club Med, so... Try and even these up as best we can. Whole time I was watching a movie, I was realizing how, I mean, granted, they give you a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy things to use, but building the prison was going to be pretty cool because of what we had to choose from. And I gotta say, so far I'm not disappointed. Still have to do the rails on the outer edges. What do we do? We capped it off on this side. Same issue on this side. That works. Alright, so the lower level's done, so far as the cells are concerned. Now we talked about the rail, so let's do some rail. Got two different thoughts on this. I'm going to start with the one platforming. See if this does what I want it to do here. So I just recently discovered the fact that some of these anyway can actually be themed, like that one. Let's see if that has the right feel to it. Kind of like that, even though it's not. No, the rope thing, I don't know if the rope's gonna work so much. So the alternative then would be, was it under decoration? Or I was also thinking about doing some sort of a treehouse thing with Groot as the theme. Whether or not I would tie that into this, I'm not sure, but I've been wanting to do a treehouse one forever and just never had gotten around to it. lot of cool things you can do with those. Alright, so I don't know if the rail is part of this or part of the decorations. Well, there we go. There we are. This is why I didn't want to add the triangles to the upper levels as well. I can deal with it down here, so I'll put maybe a guard turret or something on this one. And obviously we're just going to repeat this same process for the upper levels as well. So that is the complete lower level of the prison. How big is that radar? See if we can find something that's a little bit more practical. I just feel like this thing gets used all the time. go with the filter. Guardians. What do we got here? Oof. That's large. Might be able to use it somewhere though. We'll come back to that. Here we go. Well, you could almost use that for the guard tower. Let me see something real quick. We'll see. It saved me a whole lot of time in trying to build something else. He ain't done nothing yet. Oh man, did I take that thing out? That wasn't the idea. Starting to think that I might have to bring some interior toys into this thing for what I want. Again? I've got me an idea. I can't control that? Oh, that sucks. Because my original plan was to be able to turn it on and off. Which means I won't be able to use that, because otherwise it's going to mess everything up. So I'm going to have to look at Star Wars turrets, I guess. Wow, they don't even disappear, they explode. Taking this very personal. Actually, it's, I think gameplay is what I want. There we go. They're all sidekick turrets. I need something that actually shoots. There you go. Oh, wait a minute, that's the same problem I've been having now. Let's see. Or the other option, which was what I was originally thinking of. Let's go like this. What I can do is put a replayer in there for the turrets, and then they'll appear when I want them to, and that'll be better off than just having them shoot you all the time. They are both pound puppy mutts. They are the last two of their litter, so they're siblings. And hard to tell for sure. They're smaller 20-pound dogs. Her face looks a little Chihuahua-ish, but she's like 20 plus pounds, which makes her bigger than your average Chihuahua. And he has a little bit of like a cur look to him going on, so I just go with cute. That's the kind they are. Not always well behaved, but cute. Isn't that right? Got a paddable head on you, you know that? Oh. Alright, chill out. We'll go out in a minute. Okay. So yeah, I think I'll just go with this for right now. I'll throw... I don't really need to. Definitely gonna want tables down here for the inmates. And the other thing is figuring out what I want for the escape. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Maybe throw this out here a little further. Just put it there for the moment until I figure it out. So, about the same width. That's kind of close. And then we can bring this over here. Maybe. So wood blocks. You know, floor panels like that. Yeah. I think we're going to just go with the droid factory floor, which will probably match pretty close. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it's hovering. I don't know if this is going to actually sit on the floor now. We'll see. Alright, there it goes. I think I just fell through the inside of it. This may seem like a really dumb question, but is there not a way to climb up this thing? I think we're gonna have to add that effect. Huh, how about that? Just thinking about this thing the other day, thinking I don't think I've ever used it. Wonder if I'll ever have a use for it. And now, perhaps. Problem is that's the only length it comes in. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely people still creating, man. If you look at 72 Pringle's page, he's still going at it. That brown bat still going at it. The one guy who did stop, and he stopped a while back, he stopped when the servers were mentioned, who was a super good builder, is Cryptic Fox. He was an Xbox 360 user though, so could never download his work. I always had to just get ideas from it. Which was fine, because he had some really good idea. He had vision. But, kept hoping that he would still mess with it at least a little bit, but doesn't seem like he is. Like I was saying earlier on, I don't mind doing this kind of stuff, but the days of building the Dying Light kind of stuff, that's over, because to put that much work into something that you'll never be able to upload for other people to download just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't play my own games very much, to be honest. Maybe for a day or so, but then I move on to the next build. So, I'm really liking the way this one's coming out. Did who have any characters besides Vision? As far as I know, all these guys had a lot of characters, if not all. I know that brown box was buying, that brown bat rather, was buying a lot of new figures in the last month or so as the prices were dropping. I was tempted to get the Light Effects figures now that they're like $4 shipping included on eBay and stuff like that, but I just don't need them. I got all the regular ones. And oh, when I say Vision, I meant that he could see things that normal, like you'd look at a toy to put into the playset or toy box because of what it is, and he would see something totally different that it could be. He was very creative that way. If you look at any of his videos from back when he was doing them, just really, really incredible. He did some Alice in Wonderland, which was where mine came from. That was the thought. Now, in his case, the only thing that I saw he was working on, which got me going on that box, was Time's Castle. And it was just super cool. So I did the Time's Castle, and then from there, that kind of inspired the storyline that went around it. Oh, you just messing with me? It's hard to detect your sarcasm when it's written. Alright, so that'll take that to that. Guess we can throw a ship up there. Starfoil was his, right? Looks like it. Oh, mercy. Well, we're gonna say that's it. Yeah, I figured that out after the fact. Yeah, I tried doing Arkham Knights a little earlier. Man, it's been over 6 weeks probably with Horizon Zero Dawn and all that, and I just totally forgot all the buttons and everything about it. I'll have to start that thing over when I know I'm going to sit on it and play it through. Yeah, the same over here. Even Walmart selling them all for $3 just to get them off the shelves. You can buy the play sets for right around $10. Starter pack, same thing. I mean, it does suck that there's no server, but for the price you're getting it at, you really can't beat it. I find it to be very entertaining for me and my whole family. Alright, I think the last thing I'm going to do before I call it a wrap for this one is put some more of that fencing here, guardrail, out over here. On the lower ledge. Pow. Just like that. I got to go get a haircut, and I'm gonna get that thing you were talking about, the adapter for the USB, so I can. I've seen a few different ones, up to 4, even 7 inputs. 4 would be fine. That's all I'm gonna need. What do we have here? Oh, elevator. Huh. Could have maybe used that. No, probably not. Might have to hide the logic a little bit. Looks a little tacky right there. Well, we could start by theming it at least. That'll help. It's massive. And that pretty well hides it. Definitely liking the way this thing's turning out. Boom. Alright. As far as day one goes, not bad. Definitely gonna have to do the interior toy import though. The thing I hate about that is it does use more memory, but I'm gonna try and keep this relatively basic. You know, some enemies to defeat on each level to get up to the whoochamacallit guard tower and get access to get out. Well, that's one thing I do want to check real quick. How much room is there up in that tower? Because I may end up having to go with an actual tower that I build myself. Let's go this way. Gameplay toy, I think? No, creativity toy. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem, I think. Well, you could fit it. Now the question is there a way for you to push it in there with one of the many cheat methods? Well, let's try cheat method number 1. Which is the anti-crash box. Oh, it worked. Shut up. I am happy as a pig in mud. Look at that. Well, realistically, I've got 2 imports, or 2 ports rather, so I could always just leave the hard drive directly wired and then use the other one for everything else, but that's a good point. USB 3.0, I'll try to keep that in my mind. Good thing about Best Buy is when I tell the guy what I'm doing, they'll know. That's how I ended up getting the hard drive. The second time around. The first one I got, and that just didn't work at all. Even though it said 3.0 on it. Sweet. Yeah, I know Walmart had some relatively cheap ones, and at least online it looked like Best Buy was significantly more expensive, but I'm not going to be dropping like 20 bucks on one, that's for sure. We'll see. I'm sure they'll have something a little closer to 10. Alright, well that will conclude day 1 of the build of the prison for Guardians of the Galaxy. Hopefully finish this up in the next day or so, and once I get closer to the end of it I might do another video showing the progress. Alright guys, until the next time when we're back inside the toy box under construction for the Guardians of the Galaxy and Rocket Raccoon. See ya!